Welcome to the Audible. On this week's episode, we are going to be covering APSU baseball and football, as well as boxing and Major League Soccer. We also have Blaine McIntosh returning with an update from Mets fall camp.
Hello everybody, I'm Dakota Stansfield.
And I'm Spencer DeFeese.
Last week, Austin Peay announced the opening of the new Downey Baseball Operations Center and Clubhouse. The new 5,000-foot facility gives the baseball team an updated locker room, along with coaches' new larger office space and meeting rooms. This week, we had the opportunity to interview baseball's head coach, Travis Jansen, as well as junior outfielder Garrett Spain, and got their take on what the new facility means to them and the team.
It gives our whole team like a new thing to look forward to every day. Every day you see guys going in there, hanging out, and using the facilities that Doug Downey and his wife have fortunately gave to us. Ping pong has been a big ordeal around here right now, but it just makes it so easy to come to the locker room and block out all the other distractions, whether that be COVID or school. That locker room just allows us to come in and just focus on having fun, doing the things we love, and being with each other.
Well, I think it's provided some energy this fall, and it came at a really good time since we were coming back from a spring shortened with COVID, but it's provided some energy. I think the guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that's probably an understatement of how much they've enjoyed being in there. And I can't overstate or understate, whichever the right word is, on how important it's been for our program, because it's given us energy. It's a new home. Anytime you move into a new home, there's excitement. Every time guys walk in or the coaching staff walks in, it's provided a lot of energy, and it's a really nice place to come to work every day for the players and the coaches both. When I first came to Austin Peay, and it was an adjustment, because I had so much quality help here, and not that I didn't have quality help in Oklahoma, but we had so many good people here, and just the ability to delegate and give some people some responsibility, that took a little bit of adjustment. But very thankful for my time in Oklahoma. It helped prepare me for here, and it's helped make me who I am. The scenarios were so different, and what it did. It's a Division II level. I'm so thankful for my time there because it makes you prepared for everything. And you just heard us joking with our sports information director. I mean, if the scoreboard needs fixed, I fixed it. If balls need bought, I bought them. If somebody had to go to the sub shop to get sandwiches, it was me. And so it just prepares you for every aspect of running a program. And I'm so thankful for those 4 years there, and it really helped mold me who I am as a coach, for sure.
Clarksville is such a great place. It's growing so much. Living here my whole life has allowed me to see how much it has grown, and it is awesome to be able to see all the things that Clarksville is being able to do, and all the local shops and businesses that are going through the roof because everybody's supporting Clarksville. It's awesome. Being able to go to the college that is in your hometown is second to none. Being able to have family within 45 minutes of your campus allows for your family to come watch basically every game they can make it to. Being close to your hometown friends, it's a big thing. All my friends either go here or they go to a couple other schools that surround Clarksville. And then being able to come in, and for the new guys who don't really know how the South is or Clarksville, or aren't really fond of what to do when they're not from that area, it's been really nice to be able to take those guys and show them what we can do here, and just take them under the wing and just make them feel comfortable.
can't tell you how excited I am about this team. And I think it's probably a little bit of the COVID. I think it's a little bit of new personnel. I think it's a little bit moving into this new home that we're in now. I'm not a great goals guy. I never have been. And I try to look at it more as just try to maximize the day the best you can. And I know that sounds so corny, but just try to do as good as you can do every day and just keep stacking good days on top of each other. And it's not really more about goals, but it's more of just, can we all hold each other to a high standard or a high level of how we operate? And can we just do that and be really satisfied with the end result? And of course, we want to compete for a championship. And I don't flinch in saying that. I think we have a team, if people stay healthy and people do what they can do, we have a chance to be there at the end, in my opinion. But that's so far away. So we want to compete for championships. We want to do right things off the field. We want to make really good relationships while we're doing it. And if we can do that, things will fall into place good.
It is good to see that despite this pandemic, APSU's baseball has seemingly not missed a step. Next up, Blaine McIntosh reporting from Mets minor league camp.
Hey guys, I'm Blaine McIntosh and I'm back with another Mets minor league camp video. For this video, we're going to be talking about some of the struggles of taking college courses while being at camp. Also, some questions you might have about spring training or also about the camp. So let's get into it. So starting off, you might have a few questions about this camp and maybe even about spring training and how I continue to do work as I'm doing this. So basically, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we do all of our stuff and it ends around 12 to 1 o'clock. So I usually have the rest of the day to complete whatever I need to get done. Also, I have created a day in the life video, so stay tuned with that. So as you can see, that is what we do during a daily basis. Sometimes the schedules change depending on if there's rain or we have anything else going on. But that is basically what we do during the day from around 8:45 till 12 to 1. But thank you for watching. I'm Blaine McIntosh. See you next week.
Check back in next week for more updates on Blaine. You're watching the Audible on APSU-TV.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
we score, we go in the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to the Audible. Next on the show, we have John Whiteside and Miracle Miller reporting on APSU football.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Miracle Miller, and I have the pleasure of interviewing a few people from Austin Peay State University football team. I have head coach Marquise Lovins and special teams coach Keith Scott, and I also have QB Jeremiah Oatsvall and wide receiver Gorel Samare here as well. Okay, so you guys, I saw that you all played 3 games this past season. So what I'm wondering is, have COVID brought you all as a team together, or has it slowly drifted you all apart? How's the team chemistry been during this pandemic?
I think as a whole, it's brought us together just because during all the COVID stuff, you can really only be around your teammates. So it's just like, be smart, don't go out and do certain things. It's just like stay close as a group. And sometimes it limits you to just the people you stay with. Mm-hmm. But as a whole, I feel like we had to come together just to even play, because a lot of teams weren't able to play. So it was an honor to play. And I feel like as a team, we came together for the common goal to make sure we were able to have the most people we could for the games.
So now that the season is over, you guys aren't playing anymore. How's the training working for you all? Is it like, do you have more free time, or is there like certain guidelines, time frames that's going on for you all?
We're basically in our off-season program now, and this is exactly kind of how it would be if we were to have a full season and then start back in the winter. So I would say it hasn't slowed what we're doing down. I mean, we're working out 4 times a week, running 2 times a week, and it's a pretty strenuous load in the weight room and on the field. But you for sure have a lot more time because you're not practicing, you're not meeting.
I would agree. I know, like, right now we're getting a lot back that we didn't get because of quarantine when we missed, 3 months as being together as a team. So right now it's just great to be back working out with certain guys. Everybody has their different workout groups, but I feel like the coaches do a great job of keeping everybody in COVID protocol and everything like that. So
I saw that the NCAA has granted that winter sport athletes get a year of eligibility back. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
It's great because, like we said, we only played 3 games. So just for them to acknowledge the fact that, okay, we only played 3 games. There's some schools that played 10 games. So it's just like they're giving us, I guess, what we rightly deserve. So I appreciate them for doing that.
Yeah, I think they did the right thing, especially for guys that this was their last year. I think it was right for the NCAA to do their due diligence and, give the guys, even if they played 0 games to 8 games, I think it was really smart for them to give this whole year back because, it was weird and people didn't know if we were playing or not. People were concerned for their health. And so I'm excited for those guys that, potentially thought that this was their last year, but now they get a shot to play again, under probably some regular regulations next season. And
so how was it for you coaching during these 3 games, knowing that we're in a pandemic and there's guidelines, you're trying to be safe for the team? How was it for you?
I think the travel part of it was pretty normal in terms of, the way we arrived to the hotel, the way we approached the stadium. I think that was fairly normal. Mm-hmm. What was different with the travel or just getting the team ready was that, the protocols, like you talked about, just knowing and being mindful of the rules. And but for as the game, and leading up to the game, I thought that was pretty normal.
What are the guidelines that you all are taking to, ensure that you all as a staff and a team are?
Yeah, so the first thing we have to do as a staff is we have to log on to our Teamworks and complete a form, a COVID form, which asks, a number of different things from, who's in your household, have they been affected or been in contact with someone with COVID. We have to fill that out, and it takes about 3 minutes. And then when we first enter the building, we have to get our temperature checked, and we then have to get a wristband, which will allow us, if we're traveling on campus, access into different buildings, just saying that we have had our temp check and that we don't have a temperature today. So I think, just starting your day off like that and then just, having to wear a mask anywhere on campus.
New head coach position, how has it been for you?
I think it's been I think it's been going good. I mean, other than our record 0-3, I think, things are falling in line. Mm-hmm. Really happy about the people I have around me. That always makes, I think, things go a lot smoother. And I think the kids enjoy the stability that we have amongst our staff. Mm-hmm. And we're just trying to become a better team each and every day.
So stepping into this new position during this pandemic, how has it affected you at all?
Yeah, I would just say uncertainty, and I would say that you got to have a contingency plan for a lot of different things. Kids can practice one day and be out the next. Kids can practice all week and then might be out for the game. And so, I think we saw that in our first game against UCA. We weren't hoping that all of our long snappers were out, but they were out, and we had to find a way to get things done. And our offense had to go and pump the ball 7 times. So just always having a solution for practice, having a solution for the games. And then, just like Coach Scott said, just trying to follow proper protocol and trying to do all you can to make sure that we're making sure CDC is covered from our standpoint.
Stay tuned, everyone, as we have boxing and Major League Soccer coming up next on the Audible.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go.
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and...
I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to the Audible. It was a great fight between two amazing boxers last Saturday at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas for the lightweight world title.
Yes, I agree. It was a very disciplined fight between these two fighters, Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. They put on a show for the the people watching at home. Honestly, the big thing about boxing that I really just love is the narrative. This was a really big fight, between these two fighters. Lomachenko being that veteran guy, that dude that had to move up 2 weight classes just to find somebody that he could compete with, because he was just tearing everybody up in the lower weight classes. And then, you have Teofimo, the takeover Lopez, coming in on the scene with a whole bunch of, round 1 knockouts. With his average rounds, in his fights being 4 rounds. He was just knocking people out left and right early in matches, and that was the number one thing that people weren't sure about when coming into this fight. They weren't sure. They obviously kind of didn't think that Lopez would knock out Lomachenko early in this fight, so they didn't know, based on his prior experience, whether or not he would be able to handle a full 12 rounds. And they said he's young and he's not disciplined at all. I think that he proved everybody wrong in this fight. Lopez really came out and showed that he can be a disciplined fighter and not go all the way out there. And him being really fast kind of counteracted Lomachenko's game of he's really dodgy. He can really serve around punches and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a really great fight for Lopez. I think it was kind of a game changer for Lopez almost, because like you said, he's been known for just knocking out guys in the first round, but in this match he was not doing that. He's being very particular about his punches, and he was throwing them fast and he was throwing them hard. But what I really like to see out of Lopez is towards the end of the fight, he started realizing that Loma was only in defensive, and but he was only guarding his face and he wasn't guarding his body.
Yeah.
And so Lopez switched his game tactics and started going for the body, and it was really interesting seeing him doing that. But for Loma, I didn't think he threw a punch until the end of the second round. I don't think he threw one punch.
Yeah, he was playing very defensive, which is something that we're not really used to seeing out of Lomachenko. I think really what he was doing was to try to tire Teofimo Lopez out so that his punches wouldn't do that much. If he tried to go for a shot and then Teofimo Lopez countered him, that it wouldn't hurt him as much. But I think he eventually realized, towards the middle of the fight, because up until round 6 about, Teofimo Lopez had won everything up to that round. Except for round 2, where Lomachenko had a really nice combo towards the end of the round, and he took that one pretty easily. But up until that point, I think Lomachenko realized that Teofimo Lopez pretty much had every round. So in rounds 7 and beyond, he had to start playing very aggressive, and it showed. In rounds 10, 11, and 12, it was pretty much an all-out brawl. They were going at it back and forth. There was a couple things where the ref had to separate them. You can tell that they really wanted it. Both fighters really wanted it. There was a low blow call for Teofimo Lopez where it kind of seemed like it was unintended. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think it was a great fight by both fighters, and Teofimo Lopez came out on top with a good decision by the judges, in my opinion. But next on the show, we have MLS and Nashville Soccer Club.
This was a very interesting match for Nashville.
Well, who are they playing?
So they were playing FC Dallas.
Okay.
And this was 2 days ago. But it was very interesting because it ended up 3-0. Went to Nashville. But 2 of the goals from Nashville were off deflections. And I know pretty much all the Dallas fans are going to be like, those are deflections.
Right.
If those wouldn't have happened, then Dallas would have gained their momentum back and they would end up winning. I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so at all. The main reason I say that is because Dallas, when they came out in this game, they were just in defensive. Yeah. They were not on the attack at all the whole game.
Right.
And they didn't start coming out and attacking until after the second half. I don't know what their manager said to them in halftime, but whatever he said, it worked because they started coming out. But at that point, Nashville had already gained their momentum and it was over. But this was a very close game, very close game. I think, Nashville had 12 shots while Dallas had 11. But what it really came down to was just shots on target, and Nashville had way more. I think they had 6, and Dallas only had 2.
Right.
So
yeah. Nashville, it seemed like their goalie just had, like you said, kind of a better day. Mm-hmm. For lack of a better reason, other than Dallas just not, like you said, being on target with the ball, which was unfortunate for them, obviously. But it was good to see the home team come out there and really shut their stuff on Tuesday. And come out with the victory due to their aggressive play.
Yeah, definitely. And I have to mention that mean step over at the end from, I think it was Rios. That was nasty. That was nasty. He got him shifting one way, and then all of a sudden he went back the other way, and dude just completely fell. That was an amazing goal, and I think at that end Dallas just kind of knew, yeah, this game's pretty much over. But for Nashville, I think Nashville is like really blowing people's minds right now. And you know, they came in, they're an expansion team.
Yeah.
Expansion teams, when they come into pretty much any league, they're always not usually pretty good.
Right.
And so nobody expected Nashville to be this good, but they're going on a run.
Yeah, Nashville, like at least in my opinion, what I'm comparing that to is when the Vegas Golden Knights came in hockey a couple years ago, and they just took hockey by storm, and they just started, you know, killing everybody. And this just reminds me like a lot of that. You know, Nashville Soccer Club just coming in, and nobody really knows what to expect from them. You know, they have players from around MLS, and then obviously they got free agents from other places, but they're just coming in and pretty much just showing what they can do. And I just really respect that from Nashville Soccer Club, not letting, you know, their, you know, non-existent reputation, you know, kind of bully them, I guess. Yeah.
And I think that's what they're doing, is they're kind of building off of that. I think that they're taking that nobody expected them to come in and be this good, and they're using that to their advantage. So they're just surprising everybody. But what's really cool is if Nashville ends up in the playoffs, which it's kind of looking like they might be, this will be the 6th team in history to be an expansion team and make the playoffs in the first season. The last team to do it was like 1998, something like that, and it was LAFC.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really excited to see where Nashville ends up going with this. But anyways, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of The Audible on APSU-TV.